listeners, welcome to this amazing Star Trek podcast on Trek Tuesday. I'm your host Orinda, and together with Amanda Hopper, I recap every 2 weeks an episode of Star Trek TNG. All the episodes will be recapped in chronically following. We will approach each episode with humor and a feminine look. Today we recap the episode Emissary. The Federation starship Enterprise, under the command of Captain Jean-Luc Picard, received an urgent message from Starfleet Command, ordering them to a set of coordinates within stating a reason. While en route, they are contacted by Admiral Gromek, who informs them that the Enterprise is to rendezvous with the Federation emissary, who will brief them on their mission. She refused to disclose any details, only that Starfleet considered the mission a top security matter. Data reports that the emissary is being transported in a Class 8 probe, an unconventional mode of travel and barely large enough to contain a person. Traveling at warp 9, Picard notes the evident urgency of the mission. The Enterprise intercepts the probe and beams it aboard, and its passenger is revealed to be a half-Klingon, half-human woman named Claire. It is immediately clear that Claire and Lieutenant Worf know each other, and Worf is not pleased to see her. Claire informs the command staff that Starfleet had detected a Klingon battle cruiser called the Tongue, which was launched from the Klingon homeworld over 75 years ago, when the Klingons and the Federation were still at war. The crew has been in suspended animation and are about to awaken, at which point it is feared they will immediately attack the nearest Federation outpost, several of which are nearby, and would not be able to adequately defend themselves. As the nearest Klingon ship is 3 days away, the Enterprise is to intercept them instead. Though Claire strongly believes that any attempt to reason with the Klingons will fail, and advises that Picard plan to destroy the ship. Picard disagrees and orders the staff to come up with alternatives. Picard orders Worf to work with Claire over Worf's objection, as Worf concedes his reasons are purely personal. Worf and his ex-lover have a heated argument, barely managing to consider it on the task. At Troy's suggestion, Claire goes to the holodeck to vent her frustrations, where she chooses one of Worf's exercise programs, a hand-to-hand combat simulation. Worf finds her there and joins her in the program, and invigorated and stimulated by the battle they made. Following traditions, Worf then starts the Klingon vow of marriage, but Claire refused to take the vow and storms out. At the senior staff briefing, Claire presents her plan to deal with the Tongue. If they find the crew still asleep, they keep them that way until a Klingon ship can meet them in 3 days. If the crew is awake, they will have to destroy them. Picard is still reluctant to accept that, and a peaceful solution is impossible. But before they can work out an alternative plan, Data reports that they have detected the Tongue. Data detects life signs, but is unable to determine whether they are not the crew is awake. Suddenly, the Tongue fires on the Enterprise, cloaks, and moves away. The Enterprise is able to track the older vessel even on the cloak, so they set off in pursuit. Claire urges Picard to let the Klingons die with honor in battle. However, Worf comes up with another option. While Picard and the First Officer Commander Riker position themselves out of sight, Worf and Claire, clad in full traditional Klingon command uniforms, appear as Captain and First Officer of the Enterprise, informing Captain Katemok of the Tongue that the war is over and ordering them to surrender. Katemok initially refuses, believing it's to be a Federation trick. But when Worf, in typical Klingon manner, shows his revolt and threatens to destroy the Tongue, Katemek grumpily agrees. Claire transported to the Tongue to begin the process of acclimatizing the Klingons to life in the 24th century and await the arrival of the Klingon escort that has been sent to meet them. Before departing, she admits to Worf that she was tempted to take the marriage vow with him, but felt it was not the right moment for it, and implies that their path will cross again. Well, guys, let's call Canada. Hello, Amanda.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good, and up to no good as usual, too.
Okay.
Well, yeah, like, I try not to hurt myself, and I hurt well, between the elbow and the shoulder, I whacked myself with this thing. I know some of you guys probably have one. It's like a hope chest. It's a big container that you save stuff in. Well, I was cleaning that out, and it's full of yarn, but Mom's trying to get rid of it, I guess. Well, anyway, I'm cleaning it out. Next thing I know, the door weighs a solid 20 pounds on it, I think. Lucky my head was not in the way, or I would have had probably a cut or a bump on my head from that. But no, now my arm's going to have a giant bruise. Ow! Why am I so unlucky? I'm always hurting myself. And I got my order from the Temu website. I forgot to mention that to you.
Okay.
Yay!
Well,
anyway,
let's start recapping
emissarry.
This episode, yeah. I must say there was not really much happening in this episode.
No, it was kind of slow.
And
the pace was...
I don't know, it was just like... Just cut out some details and that's it.
It was like sluggish, I found.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, you could have had a little more of a kerfuffle between the Worf and, I can't pronounce that girl's name, who's half Klingon. How do you say it again? She's half.
Her name is Claire.
Okay, yeah, that's it. She's half Klingon, half human. And, yeah, like, they could have had more of a scuffle with the Klingons.
I have met her in real life.
Did you really?
Yes. And I had the opportunity to tell her that she is one of my favorite beautiful Klingons. And you know what her answer was to me? Well, baby,
what?
I didn't have to use the teeth.
Didn't have to what?
Her teeth.
Oh! Her tits. Is that what you're saying?
Her teeth. Her mouth.
Oh, her teeth.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you said something else.
So, she is really cool. She is really cool. I have, and the funny part is, I have a picture with her and Michael Dorn on the bridge of this episode.
Okay.
And she signed it for me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, we were at Destination Star Trek. I think that was 2018, if I'm correct. And she was cool. There. And she was also after, next to her was Marina Sirtis and Denise Crosby. I also got theirs. They are autocross, so I could tell Denise as well. I love you as an actress, as who you are, but Sheila, And she started to laugh, and I told her she also did this major part in Star Trek Online, but she played Empress Sheila. And
Oh.
Sheila, she came back as Sheila and not as
Yeah, she
Tasha.
did.
And well, that was the nice part of it. And then Marina started to look at me and say, what are you talking about? So I told her about, well, she has a major story arc line in Star Trek Online. And there was this Iconian story arc where she is just talking and talking and talking and talking. And at the last episode, I always thought, it is a pity we can't shoot her because she's driving you crazy with all her jabber. So that was fun. And she is really a really beautiful and nice woman. I'm glad that
I think she also pops up in another Star Trek episode on TNG too. If I'm correct.
But she did a lot for Star Trek. She played, of course, the female Q in Voyager.
Oh, that was her?
Yeah, that was her. And she played She played the Andorian guard in the Enterprise.
Oh my.
Yeah, she did a lot. She did really a lot. That was just really funny.
Huh. That's wild.
Yeah, so that was really, and at that point, did I already have my number one? I don't think so. I thought I still got, because Gates McFadden was also there, and I had my steampunk version of Dr. Crusher on.
Okay.
And they loved it all, but I remember that she was saying, it's really nice that fans are, going so out for like cosplay, etc. It really made us actors go humble.
Mm. Oh, I'd love to meet them at a convention.
Well, let's start. The beginning scene is that Pulaski, Riker, Data, and Worf are playing poker.
Oh.
And that was very funny because even Riker was calling Worf Mr. Iceman. What was in a way really funny.
Yeah, and calling his bluff.
And Worf, of course, said, "Weaklings don't bluff." Oh well. He's still gonna get in trouble in this episode.
Yeah.
So while they were playing, the Enterprise was receiving a distress call from Starfleet. And they had to run the fool with some kind of a probe. Well, it's really weird because the admirals couldn't give any explanation how or what. But did you notice that the admiral's uniform is totally different than the admiral's uniform we know in TNG?
Huh. It's slightly shaped differently or something like that, you mean? Or the color?
It's just different in shape.
Oh.
So, the next scene that we're getting is that they have been contacted by Starfleet. And so they got no explanation or whatsoever. And then they run the fool with the probe. And Picard has to put full cooperation to this emissary. which means that it was Worf's mate. And the introduction in the wedding room to this ambassador went as planned, except when they came to Worf. And I always have liked her because she could handle Worf in the most funny way.
Worf had like a bit of a sour attitude towards her, basically.
Oh yeah, even aggressive.
Oh yeah, you're very moody.
And I find her two species of human and Klingon very in one way very attractive. She reminds me a lot of B'Elanna Torres.
Yeah, she's part human, part Klingon.
Yeah, but in whole her demeanor, but I mean she has more humor. And when she talked with Diana Troy about those two worlds, and she said, well, sometimes it's very difficult. And I think Troy could talk about that too, because she, of course, is human and half Betazoid.
Yeah, because her dad was human and her mother's Betazid. Or Betazoid.
And yeah, I think they have a lot in common. I saw some like camaraderie that only they understand of being part different race. So Worf's mate is telling them what she is doing there. And she said, well, there is this Klingon vessel of 75 years ago that went on a mission. That is singing back to our time. And they have been sleeping all the time. They were in a cryo sleep.
Cryogenics.
And, but this old Klingon ship and his crew doesn't know that the war is over. So it will be hard-headed Klingon, and every time if they see a Starfleet ship, they will fire upon them.
Realize the war is over.
Yeah, and so that will be the problem.
Stuck in their own ways.
And it surprised me a little bit because what's her name? I just wrote it down. Where is it? Sorry guys. It's still a little bit of a, I don't want to say weird name, but her name is Claire. It surprised me because she is an ambassador of Starfleet, and she didn't came with another solution than only fighting. What was really weird. And so Picard ordered Mr. Worf to solve a solution for this problem together with Claire.
Yeah, he wasn't too happy.
No, they weren't even happy with that, no. But, like we see, they... What?
He had to listen to the captain, though.
Yeah. Even Picard had to tell him, okay, Worf, settle down, be relaxed. And in the end, he went to the holodeck, and he saw that his program already was running. And then he saw her fighting his program. And we saw a very different Claire. Well, before that happened, they were arguing. And we saw that Claire broke the table in her cabin.
Oh, yeah.
And you really could see that was obvious her Klingon side.
Oh, yeah, because when a Klingon gets mad, they get mad. And she took it out on the poor defenseless glass table.
So, and that's why Troy said, well, we go to the holodeck. Why don't you go and find the programs to help yourself with it? But it was all frustration about Worf. So, we are back on the bridge. And we saw that Worf has a little fallout against Riker. What was not Worf at all. And he almost fell out against Captain Picard. And then Riker, of course, make the name of he said, okay, that is not Worf the Iceman, we know. So Worf goes to the holodeck and sees that his program already was running, and then he noticed that she was there. And so they fought together. Huh?
Yeah, she was fighting this creature when he walked in.
I think
I'm
that
not sure what to
I think that turned him on, to be honest. But after that,
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
They did a level higher. What was funny.
Yeah.
But what I noticed is that when she attacked Worf, she seemed weak. And I thought that all Klingon women are strong.
Yeah, I think I don't know if Worf said it or some other Klingon said it, that the men like a strong Klingon woman or something like that. I think if I remember.
Was that not on with that episode that Riker was an exchange officer?
Oh yeah, that one.
And that old woman wanted him.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. I find her weak. I don't know what it was. And she was uncontrollably angry. And then we see them in some kind of a foreplay ritual with the sniffing and whatever else more.
And growling.
Yeah, but that was the whole thing that Worf said, well, we are being mated and you are becoming my wife. And she declined. Oh. She was not happy with him.
Yeah, she was like, hell no. She's like, hell no. No thank you.
And if I am correct, this was also the night that Alexander has been conceived.
Oh, I never thought about that.
Because when she is coming back on the Enterprise, she had Alexander.
Yeah.
Although, at the end of this episode, we see Worf pretty romantic. With saying goodbye to her.
Yeah. He's not all Mr. Grumpy.
No. And that's fine. So, the ship is still busy, and so the Enterprise found the Klingon ship, the Tongue, and without knowing, the Klingons were attacking the Enterprise, but of course the Enterprise has more capacity, etc. After almost 100 years.
Oh. Well, yeah, they got weapons that are more powerful. Since it's been over 100 years since the Klingons realized the battle's still not going, but Enterprise has got more firepower.
Yeah, but also in being faster, because
Yes.
the Klingon ship had warp 5, and they passed them by with warp 8.
Mm.
So Worf had an idea, and it will be that he and so Worf and Claire will be the commanding officers of the Enterprise, and that's how Worf will convince the captain there is no war anymore. You will be back to Kronos, and Commander Claire will be the captain of your ship, etc., etc. That was just because they have to wait till another Klingon ship was in the neighborhood, because that ship was 2 days behind. So, in one way, it reminds me of the Klingons in Discovery. I don't know why. Talking about the new Klingons, what I already have seen in the new season of Strange New World, the Klingons are like TNG.
Okay.
So,
I remember when we watched Discovery and the Klingons were around, they were like, holy crap.
I must say, scary. Yeah, but they were so different. And I think that's why I think the whole fan base was criticizing them about that. Yeah. That's why they changed the Klingon appearance in season 2 as in TNG. So this is a little bit of the end of the episode too. So she Worf is walking with her to the transporter room, and Miles O'Brien has been relieved by Worf because they want to they want to have their own private goodbye. And it was she who forced him to talk about his feelings. And in the end, they confessed their feelings for each other in a beautiful way. Like I said, Worf was very romantic. What we really don't look at a Klingon like that. But they do say, well, we love flowers, we love opera, we love poetry. So I think that is still something what is really weird.
Yeah. A Klingon that likes poetry.
Well, the fun part about I always remember of saying, if Klingons are in love, they are passionate and they are over the top. You can take a look at the romantic relationship that Worf has with Dax. That is one.
I think him and Dax, I don't know, it was a fight or a wrestling match they had with each other.
No,
or they're playing around.
No, that was foreplay. That's how they have sex. Yeah. That's why Julian Biashiro always said, "Do I want to know?" when they are coming to the sick bay.
Oh, yeah, they got a little too rough with each other. I thought it was something to do with fighting, but then I realized, oh, wait, that's their way of saying, I want to be with you. Let's fight. Let's beat the snot out of each other. Oh,
So,
beat the crap out of each other.
but they're not Klingons. But that's what I like about Daxia. She could come along. She was that strong, and she would put Worf on his place of being Worf. And but the fun part of Daxia is that she would play double with the Ferengis. And she won.
Oh yeah, I think the Ferengis loved her too, I think. If I remember correctly.
Yeah. What I really love about this is that you could see how Klingons are at a romantic way. Because I think a lot of men can take an example by that.
Oh, jeepers.
Well, guys, we are at the end of this episode. Amanda, do you like to add something?
I can't really think of anything to add except the episode was kind of slow in some areas.
Yeah.
It was like slow.
Not only slow, but it is like it's not detailed or whatever. And I noticed
that too, not detailed enough.
I noticed that a lot in the first few seasons of TNG.
Yeah, that's true.
And,
a lot of the episodes aren't like more detailed enough.
Well, I must say, in a few episodes we already are at season 3. So we're doing good.
Oh! Episode 20 of season 2 of the show, but we're on season 3 of our podcast already?
No, I mean season 3 of recapping.
That's what I meant. That's what I said.
But
kind of what I meant.
Not the episode itself, the podcast itself, but
I get confused too easily.
Well, guys, if we are taking a look at the rating of IMDb, that is a 7.5.
Ooh.
I think I will be around that figure as well. It's not the best.
I keep the point around that.
So, yeah.
Detailed. It was kind of a slow episode.
Although I think they did a good job with a little background romantic with Worf and Kal-El.
Well, yeah. That was a good part of it. Just wasn't more details into the whole story and everything like that, and it was kind of slow.
Yeah, it was. But okay. Let me check real quick what the next episode is. Because I think everyone wants to know. The next episode is Peak Performance.
Oh, that one.
And then...
It's a data thing, I think.
And then we have Shades of Grey.
Shades of Grey is an odd one.
Yeah, it is. And then, after that, we are at season 3 of TNG.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it'd be more than 23 episodes. I thought it would be like 27 episodes, I thought.
Normally it is, yeah, but this will be a short season, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. But most of the seasons are like between 24 to 27 episodes, I guess.
But okay, I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
Well, Amanda, thank you very much for joining me again.
Yeah.
And we will talk in about 2 weeks.
Yep, we will be.
Alright, guys. Give us some feedback. Let us know what you think of this episode. We love to hear from you.
Yeah, we do.
So, yeah, give us some feedback, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Live long and prosper.
You guys live long and prosper.
Well, thank you guys for listening, and join us in 2 weeks for a new episode recap. In the next episode, we will recap the episode Peak Performance. I also like to tell you about my other podcast called Orinda Talks. Orinda Talks is a podcast which I talk about the books, movies, fandoms, and other geek things. You can find Orinda Talks on the YouTube channel or Facebook group. We will see you in 2 weeks.